Good morning on July 1st of 25. Now this right here is the content that I absolutely like to do. This right here is the call out of Jerome Powell. Now, he is in Portugal, which I roll my eyes at. He's in a panel with other professional financiers about interest rates and all the other stuff with this. Look, all I can say is he's getting called out by way higher authority. And on that panel, and I don't even want to link it because it was gut-wrenching whenever he said it's not about bias. Okay, anyway, enough for that. Here's Jerome Powell and the update of how Donald Trump is thinking, which is the President of the United States. So this is a couple-minute clip. I'm going to let people get enjoyment out of it because the people I have on my channel, I know a lot of them don't even want to look at the news. They just want to know updates about Wind Moon. But it's more about the steps to taking this stuff to a regulatory clarity and getting us all happy, especially people that hold a lot more than myself or anybody I know. So, without further ado, here we go and enjoy.
As a result of President Trump unleashing American energy dominance, summer gas prices are at the lowest they have been in 4 years, heading into the July 4th week. And with the incoming Trump economic boom, the stock market continues to roar back, with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both hitting record highs. And on this point of an economic boom, I bring to you original correspondence from the President of the United States to our Fed Chair, Jerome Powell. As the president has consistently stated, the American economy is booming. And there were so many economic analysts who said that this president's policies would drive our economy down, when in fact we have seen the opposite. We've seen a massive deregulation campaign take place. We've seen inflation completely diminished from where it was under the reckless spending and the bad policies of the previous incompetent administration. I would remind the Fed chair, and I would remind the entire world, that this is a president who was a businessman first, and he knows what he is doing. He has a proven economic formula that worked in his first term as president.
Now, I'm going to pause it for a second. If you want to tell by the way inflation is going, my easiest way to find it, I ain't going to lie, the price of eggs. 6 eggs are right at $1.45 whenever they hit close to $3 for 6 eggs. So that's the best way to say, hey, yeah, things are going down, but gas is also not where I want it to be, but it's going lower. But the whole thing is this economy is trying to fix itself out of all the turmoil of the last 4 years, but let's commence.
And it is working again. The one problem that remains is high interest rates for the American people. The American people want to borrow money cheaply, and they should be able to do that. But unfortunately, we have interest rates that are still too high. So the president sent this note to the Fed chair today. And if you look at this chart, this is a chart of all of the interest rates of many countries throughout the world. At the top is Switzerland. They're only paying a quarter for interest rates. Cambodia, Japan, Denmark, Thailand, Botswana, Barbados, Taiwan, Bulgaria, Cuba, Sweden, Morocco, Cabo Verde, South Korea, Algeria, Canada, Albania, Libya, Malaysia, China, New Zealand, Trinidad and Tobago, Czechia, Bolivia, Australia, Costa Rica, the Bahamas, Kuwait, Papua New Guinea, Bosnia, United Kingdom, and the UAE are all paying lower interest rates than the United States of America, which has one of the hottest and strongest economies in the world. The president sent this note to the Fed chair. It says, Jerome, you are as usual too late. You have cost the USA a fortune and continue to do so. You should lower the rate by a lot. Hundreds of billions of dollars are being lost, and there is no inflation. And the president is right. There is historically low inflation thanks to his policies. And we will continue to drive down the cost of living in this country for Americans. We will continue to deregulate.
All right. Now, the whole mess of all this is...
Good afternoon, everybody. Did everyone have a good weekend?
All right, close that. All right. The whole gist is Powell, yeah, he's getting called out. And there were a lot of channels that I was browsing through. I didn't click on them. I just saw the headlines. And this is going to pertain to the XRP. I know I've said those letters a lot, but when it comes to Ripple's lawsuit, and the XRP price was supposed to skyrocket between Saturday and today. Well, lo and behold, it's dropped. I went back and I went looking for these channels that had them, and a couple of them popped up and were not looking the same. So apparently they're either paying attention to my comments, or I don't know, some other people have been calling them out, but it's not right what these guys are doing. Now, the weird thing about it too, there was another channel that I saw July 4th that is going to go bonkers. I'm going and thinking to myself, this is complete and utter lies. These guys cannot control Bitcoin, no matter how much Michael Saylor and everybody else thinks they know what they're doing. This is playing a large hand versus a small hand on especially Bitcoin. And if nobody understands that, I'll make another video for another day, but you're playing cards at the moment. And right now, with people that got in Bitcoin a long time ago, they have the better hand. Period. Now, the best thing about it, if these people leave it alone, yeah, it's going to help. But everything fluctuates to Bitcoin. But another thing that I've got recently was an influencer sent me an email, which seemed pretty personal, and I appreciated it. And I asked him to do a live stream one day after I started getting more of a following. But I don't know if he was one of the ones, I think so, that had a certain price point on something and I called it out. But like I said, these people need to understand, the people that are watching them have no real genuine clue of how this whole macro system works, from stocks, bonds, down and down and down, all the way to prices in the grocery store compared to how bad the marketing with the housing industry is. But I hope y'all find help with this. Jerome Powell being called out is a good thing, putting him in a corner to make him drop these interest rates. He has to. We are so far behind, and I'm glad this lady is awesome as a press secretary. But hopefully this update helps, and boy, it was fun to see and watch for myself. Y'all have a good day.